Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast instant match reaction to the derby. Liverpool 2, Everton 1. We will give our reaction. We want you to get your comments on. We want to know how you feel after the derby. Just match reaction. I'm pretty sure you'll have something to say or something to get off your chest, or is there something positive and constructive that you've got to say? But do let us know. Do get involved in the comments, and yeah, we'll see what you've got to say. Paul's going to be on for about 10 minutes. He's got to go in a minute as well. And yeah, let's do this. Paul, how are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm annoyed at myself, really, for getting my hopes up a little bit. But the first start, I mean, Christ, I thought we were on the end of another 4-0 mullering. So at least we stemmed the flow, stemmed the tide. And there were bits that we played well, but we just never had the the final bit up front. We didn't create any really clear cut chances apart from Garnagay in the first half, shot on the edge of the box, which he hit into the ground, and then obviously the goal as well. So it's just frustrating in that way. But I thought some people played well. I thought Mikalenko played all right. I thought the lads in the middle generally played well, but we seemed as though we got overrun. we got overrun, and it never really worked out for us.
No, I agree with you. It was weird from the start. We have got to manage to get Rob on the show as well. People, he's got his little one there.
Yes, he's here. He's delighted. He's delighted to be on YouTube. Bobby, say hi.
Hi.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, he's okay. He's not really too up to speed on what all this means when you lose a derby and how important it is and how it affects your day and things like that. But look, what can I say? You know, we were okay. We were okay. Were we not? Am I mad? I thought we were okay.
Well, we'll try and break it down and everyone say what you're thinking. And obviously, we'll talk about their 2 goals and we'll start from first off and go through it. But I thought we started this. If the game, you two talk to me and tell me what you think on this. It felt like a flashback of when we played Man United and Garnacho scored that overhead kick where you just say, didn't expect that. It felt like that Garnacho moment where he wasn't playing majorly bad, but a goal was scored where you just say, that's a decent goal, that was.
Yeah.
And it's one of those goals where you have to have luck on the day to score those goals. You know what I mean? Like the Garnacho overhead kick, you don't see it very often, and you have to have a bit of luck to score that Garnacho goal. And I felt like this goal was very similar because I don't think Salah purposely put it on the half volley for him on the assist. And it sat up perfect for him to be only to be able to do one thing, which he did really well, and put the half volley in. It was one of those goals where they had the luck at the start to score a goal like that. In my opinion, anyway. Tell me if I'm different.
I think the thing that it showed up was that Liverpool's middle we seem to be playing the 2 Garners against 3 lads in the middle, and you know they might not have been set up as that, but whoever was playing wide midfield for them was narrower. So it looked as though plenty of times that Garnagay was sort of out of position or being overrun, and they were just passing alongside him, and then obviously being able to slip it through.
What do you think on that one, Rob?
So I thought I had family over. Obviously, I'm in Ireland, so I had people over. Some people were United fans, some people were Liverpool fans, some people were Arsenal fans, and all they kept saying to me was, "You're so open. You're so open at the back, so open." And I was really surprised about how we started. I was like, at 2-0 down, I was like, oh, I thought we put up a bit more of a fight here. Like, I mean, I'm not one of these people in denial. I know Liverpool are the best team in the country. But I've watched them. I've seen them go 2 ahead at Atletico, 2 ahead at Newcastle, 2 ahead at Bournemouth. They last minute penalty at Burnley, and I just thought, I'm a bit disappointed. And my friend texted me. We actually had a bet. There was a Paddy Power bet today that Salah was even money to have a shot on target. And we were like, you'll have a shot because they'll get a penalty. They'll get a penalty 95th, 96th, 97th minute. They'll get a penalty. They'll have a shot. So we jumped on it. And he texted me just after half time. He was like, man, if you hadn't started as bad as you did, like, you lads are in this game. And by the end of it, he was texting me going, I'm so happy that we won that game because we got away with it. We just started so slow. We started too bad. And by the end of it, the big thing was he texted me. And bear in mind, this is a guy who's, they've won the Premier League. They've won the Champions League. They've done it all. And he was like, you know what, Rob? You lads are going to be okay this season. Because once you took Beto off, and again, it's not against Beto, but once you stopped going long ball, you stopped building it up, you stopped trying to, Bambi on ice. Once you put the ball on the floor, we were a good team, man. We were good. We were not a bad footballing side. And he was happy to get away with a 2-1 win. So, look, if he follows Liverpool and he feels that way, then, who am I to argue?
Well, it felt like, obviously we spoke about the first goal they scored in 10 minutes. Then Nketiah scored one not long after. We were still playing.
But Nketiah plays for Crystal Palace, I think, Dan. So I don't think Nketiah scored. But
yeah, not however you say his name. I don't even want to know him because he's an absolute idiot and scored. But I'm pretty sure we was linked to him from PSG, wasn't we?
We were. A couple of years ago, we were.
Yeah, so
we
I don't know his name, but I know we was linked to him. But I'm glad we didn't get him. Etitike. There you go.
Etitike, yes.
He scored straight after. I think the first goal was a good goal. I think the second goal was sloppy defending from us.
First goal was a great finish. Second goal, too open. Far too open.
Yeah, too open. Completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think after he scored that second goal, that's when we started to stop playing the long ball that you just mentioned. It reminded me of the old Sean Dyche ball.
Yeah.
And we started to just think, you know what? We're losing 2-0. Let's just be a bit more positive. And then we started getting the ball down on the deck to Jack Grealish. Dewsbury Hall started to actually push up and get closer to the striker. That was better at that moment in time. And we started to play a bit of football after that. And I said to my partner, I said, you know what? If we score before half-time, which we did look like doing, because Dewsbury Hall had a cracking chance that first half where Grealish laid it off. And I said to it, if we score, we could come back into this because they've leaked 2 goals many a times, like you've said. So after that, we started playing well after the first 21 minutes. But it was just why did we start like that? That's the big question, isn't it? Why did we play well after the 21 minutes? I think we played well all the way through, going into the second half, and we come out exactly the same and played well all the second half. Yeah,
it's one of those. It's so funny sometimes because as I'm sure you probably know, when you're an Everton fan, you don't quite get the coverage that other sides get. You're often last on match of the day, and we just don't get it. So my dad was here today, and he follows Man United, and we went 2-0 down, and he was like, Rob, this could be 5-6, 7-0. And I was like, Dad, whatever happens, we will not lose this game 5-6, 7-0. We don't do that. It's just we'll know when it's gone too far, and we'll shut up shop. Or if we smell a bit of blood, we'll go for it. And obviously he's referring to the fact that Liverpool have handled United a couple of bad hidings over the years. But I was very proud of the second half. And it feels a bit mad sort of texting your friends and saying, you know what, we did okay there. But the problem is, I think sometimes it's easy to play well when you're 2 down. But, if we hadn't have shifted, it could have got bad. It could have got really bad. But by the end of it, you could see, they were the celebrations at the end tell you everything. They knew, they were like, okay, we got our goals at the right time. But for the last hour, I thought we were maybe not the better team, but we looked a really good team. We looked really good. And I don't know. I don't feel that bad about losing that game. I feel like you can see what we're trying to do,
Yeah, well, I'm going to chuck it on you again, Paul, in a minute. But I've been chucking the comments on. The commentary is biased. Emma says I've seen a lot of all over X people saying they turned the commentary off because it was completely biased. And some people might say, "Oh, what are you moaning about that for?" But generally, if you watch a game and the commentary is all them, when I feel we played decent after they scored the two, it is a bit frustrating. I can see. I also think the referee, and these sound like little moaning things, but Bradley made 4 fouls. Jack Grealish said 4 fouls. Illiman and Jai, and then one of those fouls included Grealish going on the attack on the counter. So that was 4 fouls, and one of them was to stop a counter. Then and Jai straight after he stops a counter attack and he gets a yellow card straight away. Now some people will say, "Oh, what are you moaning about that for?" But I honestly feel Bradley was doing my head in today because if he was given the yellow card, which he should have got earlier, I think Grealish would have had a bit more joy against him because he was on a yellow card.
Dan, Simon Jones in the comments there mentions a really great point that, often the winning team needs to get a player who's man of the match. I was sitting there with my family today and they were like, "Oh my God, I did not know Jack Grealish was that good." And I do think it's the fact that, he's playing with lesser players. You can see what he's all about. But oh my God, he was the best player on the pitch from 2 teams. The best player in the entire pitch today. And he's really, really serious quality. Serious quality.
We're talking about Jack Grealish. Don't get me started. I'll probably talk about him all night. Paul, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Grealish was sound, and it was numerous fouls that are the same with who was it? Referee last time against Villa as well. Just he made it about him, like England selling people that they've got to wait to take the free kick until he gets in around the box to sort of talk to the players to make sure they're not pushing each other. Bugger off. Do you know what I mean? There's a linesman, there's a referee, linesman on the other side, VAR cameras everywhere. So why have we got to wait for you to take a quick free kick? And we did that twice. And he pulled us back twice. And one of the times he booked KDH on it as well. It was just some bizarre decisions. But the other thing I'd say as well is that it wasn't a game where keepers made loads of saves. I know there were 3 goals, but I didn't think Pickford had to make wonderful saves. The saves that he made generally were soft shots in the middle that he was able to stop. And Alisson didn't have major saves to do either. So it was a battle in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, we lost
he just
the game
edged it on us really in that first half. Second half we were better. Exactly.
Yeah.
And second half we were far better. I did like the fact that he threw Barry on from half time, and he gave Diblin a bit of a go as well. But I'm disappointed, but I'm not absolutely sickened by the game today. Yeah. But I'm going to have to go because I'll probably get cut off because of radio signals not getting through.
Right, you make sure you party hard still, you know what I mean? He's going to
a
wedding.
Yeah, Paul, good to see you.
All in one.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Paul,
see you, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. Take care.
Yes, there was a lot of stuff that a lot of people not happy with the referee. I mean, you touched on it a little bit, Rob, but what did you think on the referee?
Do you know what? There's some games like Leeds, first game of the season, when I go, referee cost the game. Referee didn't cost us the game. The first goal is a cracker. The second goal is poor. And then from an hour on, we're the better team. So, I get it. Okay, the ref wasn't great, but the ref never lost us the game. If we start better, if we realise that we can play football instead of, centre back or Jacob Ryan get it, long ball up, Beto loses. I think we underestimate ourselves how good we are with the ball at our feet playing football, and I can't blame the ref for the reason we lost today. We had them, we really had them, and I just feel if we realise how good we are playing football, that we could outdo what we think we can do this season.
Do you think there was a foul in the first goal on the build-up?
No, I don't. No.
You think he got the ball then before he got the player?
Yeah, I do. Do you?
To be fair, I didn't watch it as a replay. At first, when he went behind, I see a lot of them give him because he did get a bit of the play before he got the ball. It was one of them 50-50.
He
I
gets the
didn't see it
ball.
on the
Go
replay
back
to
and
be
watch it. He
slow.
gets the ball. He gets the ball
You
clear.
get the ball completely.
He does get and he gets the ball by a good bit. And yeah, he follows through, but it's not a nasty follow through, which is why I think it's not pulled. And you know what? There's ample time then to stop it. And, it's a great little chip through. It's a beautiful hit. And we have, in my opinion, the best keeper in the league and never got near it. So it's just one of those you go, do you know what? Okay. The second goal, in my opinion, is poor. But, our goal was brilliant. I was like, oh, okay. And I think they will walk away today going, that's a good win. That's a good win. Because I said to my mate who follows Liverpool, I was like, you know what? You played Atleti, you played Newcastle, you played Bournemouth, and we have given you the best game this season. 100%. 100%. And he was like, yeah, I agree. 100% agree.
Like, there is a lot of positives to take out of this because I thought to myself, after the game, because I really did think if we had more time, when it was 3 minutes added on, I was gutted because I generally thought we're going to get 2-2 here. Like I really did believe that we was coming back into this. They wasn't attacking at all. They just completely couldn't get attacking. They brought on all the new players and still couldn't attack. And we was just consistent. Every time they got the ball, we turned it over. Akeem was turning it over. Tarkowski was turning it over. And we was just turning it over all the time and getting back on the attack fast. Grealish was in some really good positions. He put some really good balls in at the end of the game. Nearly put Jake O'Brien in with a header. It was a good bit of defensive work from them because Jake O'Brien did nearly get on it by their new left back. But I just generally feel if we had more time, we would have got back into it. I think we ran out of time. It felt like that today. It felt like we was the better team.
It just felt like we started too slow. We started too slow. I don't think that we necessarily respected ourselves in terms of what a good side we are. We seem to go out there with keep it tight, long ball. We're not that team anymore. We're not that team. We're better than that. And I think it shows. Look, Beto is as honest as the day is long, but he's not a great football player. And you can see it from time to time. And Grealish does this, does that, does this, pass it to him, and you can see the frustration. The long ball, we're better than that now. And we wasted 20 minutes doing that. And once we started going to floor, we were just as good as they were. We were just as good. We really were.
I think we gave them too much respect.
We did.
At the start of the game, I think we thought to ourselves, you know what, we're going to have to really defend good against you, and sat a little bit back and tried the long ball, like you said, because we didn't fancy our chances of passing it through these players that we thought was good in their players. But when the game went on, after there was 2-0 up, you started to realise, you know what, Juice Biel was a good passer in that 10 position. James Garner's decent at passing. Grealish
you looked at Enjoy when he was 2 against 1, and you never felt worried. Like you never necessarily thought that he was going to rip the two of them apart and go to the byline, but you never thought he'd lose the ball. And the same with Grealish. You saw him up against Kerkers and you were like, he's fine. So I think I'm not going to say we got it wrong because I'm sure the tactics weren't, go 2 down, go long, but we didn't seem to back ourselves, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I felt like we did towards the end, but we didn't.
Yeah, and they were worried. They were worried by the end. They were like, as I said, my friend is a Liverpool fan, texting me going, "Wow, that's like, I'm happy with that. Like, that's a good win for us." So
In the comments are coming in. People are saying, Rob, we need a goal scoring striker. I mean, it feels like we've got everything, and we're just not ticking that box in the striker position. One thing I will say, when I watch the game, I think we're still learning stuff about our players. Like at the start, in the first 25 minutes, I think Juice Biel wasn't close enough to Beto. I think he was just knocking it up to Beto, and Juice Biel was nowhere near him. And as much as a lot of people don't rate Beto, and I don't think he did have a good game either, I think the way we played with their first 25 minutes, just smashing it up to Beto, like
Do you know what, Dan? Dan, what I think is, with all due respect, that we're trying to play, the best of both worlds. I think we want to be that team who, dogs of war, go long, bat their centre halves. But you realise when our players get the ball, that's not their natural instinct. They don't want to do that. Our players, when they get the ball, want to keep it low. They want to have a go. And then you see the battering around the front, and it just doesn't match with the rest of the team. So I'm not saying by any means we lost because of Beto, but I just don't think he helped. And I thought we looked much better when he came off.
Yeah, I feel like because of the type of player Beto is, it was a lot to do with us hoofing the ball up to him. I think because he's a big man, a lot of people think big striker, hoof it up to him, let him hold it up. Don't know if it was in David Moyes' tactics as well, because I know when he was at West Ham, Antonio, they used to knock the ball to the channels with Antonio.
Yeah, but you can see when our lads get the ball, they don't want to go long. That's not their natural instincts. They don't want to do that. So, you either go long or you don't. So,
especially players like Grealish. I think Grealish has
but
come from
I
a
think
team
all
like
them.
Man City.
I don't think Enjoy wants to go long. I don't think Dewsbury Hall wants to go long. I think they want to hold it up. We'll follow.
Gay as well.
And it's not his fault. We didn't lose because of him, but we looked better when he came off. So I'm not saying, by the way, I'm done with him. I'm not. I can see times when he'll be a real handful, but
effective.
Today, I thought we're actually not a bad team. We're not a bad team. And then you look at him, you just go, you don't match up with the rest of the boys, If that makes any sense.
Scott says, I think Beto is a lot better coming off the bench because he's chaos late on in games.
I agree.
Could be right. Yeah,
I agree. If we'd have been 2-1 down and he came on with 20 to go, you could see how that would, strike fear or cause issues, But when he starts and you go 2-0 up, you just think, what are they going to do? Go long all day?
Grealish today, you mentioned it earlier on, he showed he's absolutely world class. Like, generally, I think Liverpool have brought all these players and they'd be looking at someone like Grealish, tearing them apart and thinking, wow, I wish I had him. That's how good he is. Like, I think he was sensational today. One of the best games I've seen him play because I don't know how he does it, because that Bradley ain't a bad defender, but nobody dares to go near Grealish. Like, nobody wants to tackle him. He squares himself up, and once he gets himself in that position where he's face on with a player, he does it quick. Once he gets himself in a position where he's face on, he's got them under control all the time. And I feel Grealish was fantastic today. And we need to start being more effective around Grealish, maybe with the overlaps or in the number 10 position, because Grealish is there to slot anybody in, but the movement's got to be good around Jack Grealish. And I thought Jack Grealish was fantastic today. He's going to massively help us this season. We've just got to keep him fit, haven't we, Rob?
Yeah, again, as I said, apologies. I live in Dublin, so the Irish Everton exposure is not that strong over here. I guess they see what they see on Match of the Day or, the end of Sky Sports News. I mean, I've had people shocked about how good we look. I've had people commenting, you'll never keep him. He won't stay there. Why would he stay there? And I'm always like, well, first of all, have you seen how good he's playing? Second of all, maybe he's happy. Maybe he wants to stay. Maybe, maybe this club just fits him. And again, it's hard because my dad's a United fan and he's 54 years of age. So, he's used to, when I was a kid, us being pretty awful. And he's always, first to remind me, you look good, but you'll never do anything. And I tell him all the time, like, we're better than United. We're better than United. And I think Grealish will want to stay because he just looks so good. And I always say that maybe it's because he's surrounded by lesser players, but when you look at him, you just realise what a good player he is. And, like, he's so good. And he'd walk in the United team I actually think you get in the Liverpool team. It's a shame he's not in the City team, but he's phenomenal. He's so good. You just look at him and like, he plays for Everton, who don't get much respect, but when fullbacks come up against him, he gets respect. They go, I'm not diving in here. He'll make us look silly. I think there was the Ghana shot in the second half where he kind of mishit it, but that came from him sort of letting the ball come to him, jumping out of the way, pulling the fullback in, making a fool out of him, and he's just quality. He's absolute quality.
Rod Ross says, I'm not going to say the first word, but he goes, I'm older than you are.
Well, at least you don't follow United, so we're good there.
I think we are better than Man United. I seen
we are.
Something on X a bit back, a Man United fan saying they're one of the big clubs or something like that. Not at this moment in time, you're not. You're not one of those big clubs at this moment in time. If you used to say to me we're playing Man United, I'd get really excited and think we're going to smash them up. We are.
My dad said to me earlier, he was here, which annoyed me, but he came to see the grandkids. He said, "You know what, Rob? This could be 6 or 7." And I was like, "We don't lose. Like we don't. If we're 2-0 down, we're smart enough to know, take the 2-0 loss, pack it up. It's not happening. There's no way we get beat 6 or 7-0 by Liverpool. There's no way. We're not United." And obviously, he's seen United get hammered the last few years. But that's his thing, is that Liverpool are so good. You just have to. You can't compete. I'm like, we can't compete. We absolutely can't compete. And I as I said to you, I told my friend, I think we gave them the best game, from anybody this season, barring last minute winner. But like that's a tough game to win, and they won it in the first 20 minutes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not that. I thought we were okay. I thought we were. We'd be 15 sides out of 20 playing that way every week, I think. So I'm not that upset by it.
No, some games for me. I mean, we are coming to the end of the show, people. Thanks for everyone for putting the comments in. For me, I think some you can tell sometimes at the start of the game whether it's your day or not. In football, you need a bit of luck all the time. You need a little bit of luck, trust me. And you could tell when that goal went in for them at the start, and everything went for them on that goal, the bounce up and the half a volley. That by the way, that player does not score that goal often for them. It's probably once in a season, if that. He's never in that position.
Well, Dan, if I can interrupt very quickly, just goes to prove the lack of football knowledge. My dad said to me when he scored that goal, he went, "Jesus, he's been reborn under Slot, hasn't he?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "I mean, the other week against Arsenal." And I went, "That was a different player, man. That was Szoboszlai. That's a different player." So you're just looking at headlines. You're seeing results. You're not watching games. I fully believe Liverpool are not all they're made out to be, the media. I think they win games because these lower sides who, to get these last minute winners against, I think they expect to lose. So they almost wait. You wait for the goal to come. And I just knew today we wouldn't do that. And if anything, we were pushing towards the end. And, it's very difficult to lose a derby. Like, some of your followers, Dan, won't know Liverpool. And I grew up in Liverpool. And I remember going to school when Everton lost derbies, how horrible it was. But I my boss, for instance, is a Liverpool fan. And I'll have to see him on Monday now giving me, crap and abuse and all that. But I think their time is coming. And I think they know today they got away with one. I firmly believe that.
Yeah, I think also, I was thinking to myself, like, if we was at home, I think we would had even more of a chance of coming back in that game, because I think the crowd would have pulled us over the line to get back into too early. After the game, I thought to myself, you know what? Fair enough. You beat us at your ground, but you wait until you come to our ground. You wait until you come to our ground, because I'm telling you, you started well, but if you don't start well, if you don't get those 2 goals, we smash you up. And I'm telling you, with a better start, when we play them at our new stadium, they're going to struggle against us. They really are, especially when our new players bed in as well. We've got some good new players.
It depends how we start, doesn't it? I mean, you have to of the day, whatever about football ability, it's to be aggressive. And, 11 on 11, they might have better players, but I firmly believe, like, I know Wirtz didn't start today, but, whoever's there, if you just kick him early, just kick him. It changes the mindset, doesn't it? Oh, I can't take that extra touch. I can't do this. I can't do that. And we were too easy today. We've only ourselves to blame. The first 20 minutes we were too easy. And we lost the game in the first 20 minutes. But if we'd have started it the way we ended it, it would have been a completely different discussion. Completely different.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think it's only a matter of time where if they keep defending like that, teams will beat them this season. Teams will beat them. They won't always keep getting this 2-0 lead. And the way they're finishing games, I honestly do believe teams... I said before we played them, they're not that good in defence. And then I'll stick by that today watching them. I honestly do believe after 25
it's all fear,
minutes,
isn't it? It's reputation. It's fear.
They barely had a shot on target, Rob. They didn't have many shots on target. There wasn't that good. There wasn't.
Look,
that good.
the only people to be disappointed in today is ourselves. We didn't lose it because of a referee. We didn't lose it because of VAR. We lost it because we started really bad. But I feel like we copped on halfway through, and maybe not just the second half, maybe the last hour. Maybe I'm being mad. I thought we were the better team, and I think next time they come, we'll know we can beat them. I firmly believe that.
I completely agree. So, right, people, we've gave you our match reaction. We've tried to put all your comments on the screen. I'm not going to lie, I'm gutted that we lost the derby. 2-0 the way we started, I just don't feel like it was a derby because I feel like we started shit.
Yeah.
When it's a derby, you can't concede 2 goals that easy. You just can't. You shouldn't give them no time. You shouldn't give them no space. You should close them down a lot quicker than what we did in those first 25 minutes. And if you go back and you look at the goals, Tarkowski normally gets that blocking on the second goal. And I feel on the first one, they say like it was a foul on Njai, but after that was on the left-hand side. The ball had moved all the way through the middle onto the right-hand side. Salah had the time to chip it through like he did not get closed down. And then our defence wasn't in position to follow the player as well. So we can only blame ourselves. And I do think we're going to get a lot better. Well, we are getting a lot better. It was 2-1. It was 2-1, and we massively dominated that game. Rob, last words before I finish the show?
Last words are when we played them at their own game, we're better than we think we are. We need to play 19 or not. And ourselves, and if we do, we'll be okay. We'll be fine.
There you go. That's last words from Rob. So basically, we've got to believe in ourselves a little bit more, believe in our game, play our own game, don't play to suit the opposition, play to suit ourselves. And I honestly do believe, and I'll stick by it, I think we should be pushing for Europa League conference at least this season. I really do believe we've got a good enough team to do that. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to push for top half of the table and see where it takes us, like we used to do with Moyes when we used to get 5th and 4th spot. Up the top is everyone. Have a boss one. And we'll be back. There's a game coming up again very soon. Wolves, a massive game in the cup. I don't like that. I fancied the derby more than that. Wolves is a bit of a scrappy one. But yeah, let's make sure we stay in that cup. Up the top is everyone. Have a boss one. And Rob, we've got one of the Toffee Bluecasters. We got him.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It's been a while, but good to see you. And look, I'll try my best to be here again more often. So look, enjoy your weekend. Whatever happens, make it a good one.
Always part of the team, Rob. We love you. Up the top is everyone. Dropping the banner now.